we start this program on April 29th, 2025. This is when we began to realize what was up in the National Basketball Association. This is when we began to realize, one would think began to realize, or dawning on us, a little inkling, because it's taken a while to sink in, to be quite honest, with everybody out there. April 29th was the night the Indiana Pacers were trying to close out the Milwaukee Bucks, who were doing their best to extend their first-round series against the Pacers, despite having watched Damian Lillard blow out his Achilles. And without him, man, were they balling out to try and extend their series to a Game 6 back home in Milwaukee. And they led in overtime, 118-111, with 34 seconds left in overtime, but with 1.4 seconds left. Tyrese Haliburton decided to get his own rebound, dribble out to the three-point line, and instead of settling for the two-pointer, he dribbles out the three-point line and jars a three to win 119-118. This is after getting a rebound of his own miss, right? Remember on the free throw line?
On free throw, yeah.
Which is tough to pull off.
It is.
And instead of, again, going for the tie, he says, screw it, I'll go for the win. And then he stands up in front of the insane fans on the scorer's table, 119-118, eliminates the Milwaukee Bucks. We know as he's facing the fans, his dad was facing Giannis.
Oh, that's right.
And all holy heck broke loose.
That's Kobe-style picture right
in
there.
the NBA.
Yeah.
All right, so smash cut to now taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Taller order, one would say, since the Cavaliers had a 64-win season. And
True.
The Cavs tasted defeat at home in Game 1 of this series. But, clearly they were going to even the series against the Pacers, right? At least that's what we all thought, especially when they led 119-112 with 4 seconds to go on May the 6th. And that was when Tyrese Haliburton made a shot with 1.1 seconds to go that won the game, and church bells were ringing in Cleveland. And those bells were tolling everywhere as Tyrese Haliburton was born. As coined by, I believe, Cedric the Entertainer the next day, right here on this program, with Anthony Anderson sitting next to him. The NBA weren't happy. Their ears were ringing, their phones were ringing, these church bells were ringing, and Tyrese Haliburton was born. And sure enough, yada, 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 the Pacers get through the Cavaliers, and a lot of people were talking about how the Cavs were all banged up. And that's why they're now in the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks, who they eliminated last year, and that elimination was part of the conversation due to the fact that the Knicks were all banged up, and then them getting swept out in the Eastern Conference Final by Boston only underscored all of that. Game 1, Knicks take a massive lead. Let me get this correct. 121-112. 9-point lead with 51.1 seconds to go. And that's when Aaron Nesmith made every three under the sun. And then Tyrese Haliburton had the ball with no time left. Down 2, made what appeared to be a three-point shot. Even though the ball hit the back iron, popped straight up in the air and came down like it was Santa in a chimney, touching nothing but net. And then Tyrese had the Reggie Miller choke sign all at the ready. So we found out he had too large a shoe on. Forced overtime, but the Pacers took Game 1 there, took Game 2 as well. Haliburton had a game for the ages as well on a 30 point plus performance, 15 rebounds, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, 0 turnovers. Rick Carlisle said they're going to start creating a new statistic for Tyrese, but still now it's the NBA Finals against the 68-win Oklahoma City Thunder, and they're all wearing the same shirts.
You love that.
And they took a massive lead. Oklahoma City, they were up by 12 at halftime. That ballooned to 15 with 9 minutes and 42 seconds to go. It was a 9-point Thunder lead with 2 minutes 36 seconds to go.
Right where they want them.
25 Pacer turnovers. Shea, hard G, soft G, SGA, MVP with 38 points. But still somehow, Tyrese Haliburton had the ball in his hands. And with hardly any time left, made the shot again.
Did you think it was going in?
Of course. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You didn't? I just can't believe they didn't, he's unguardable. I mean, he's truly one of the greats. We are seeing one of the greatest performances, clutch performances in playoff history. I don't think I'm overstating it. I know it's recency bias. You ask me, well, this is better than what, Rich? I can't give you an example. I just laid it all out for you. And this is for a team that's not supposed to be doing what they're doing, even though they're the second best record in the NBA since the calendar turned from 24 to 25. They had 47 regular season wins to finish up the season. Going from under 500, as SVP pointed out in the postgame last night with Haliburton in a very fun exchange between the two, where SVP gave him mea culpa. I was late to the party, he said. Everybody's been late to the party. Everybody's been late to the party. Even the Pacers have been late to the party. Mm-hmm. But when it comes down to performing late, name me a more clutch player that we've seen in recent times. I just laid it all out for you. He's done it now in every single round of the playoffs. This is Mr. Clutch after the game.
I think as a group, like I've said many times, after you have a run like last year, and you get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, and all the conversation is about is how you don't belong there, and how you lucked out to get there, and that it was a fluke. Guys are going to be pissed off. We're going to spend the summer pissed off. And then you come into the year with all the talk around how it was a fluke. You have an unsuccessful first couple months, and now that's easy for everybody to clown you and talk about you in a negative way. And I think as a group, we take everything personal. Like as a group, it's not just me, it's everybody. I feel like that's the DNA of this group. And that's not just me, that's our coaching staff does a great job of making us aware of what's being said. Us as players, we talk about it in the locker room, we talk about it on the plane. We're a young team, so we probably spend more time on social media than we should. But I just think we do a great job of taking things personal. And that gives this group more confidence.
Biggest comeback in an NBA Finals game in 14 years, almost on the 14-year anniversary of the night Dallas came from 15 down to beat Miami. You could see the graphs that you always check out online of the percentage of a team having
win probability.
And it went from almost 98% for Oklahoma City to 100% for Indiana. Congrats on to the Pacers social media account for dropping a nice Dumb and Dumber reference right there. Because we all feel kind of dumb and dumber when it comes to the Pacers. I mean, and the same thing that Haliburton just said, hey, we're way too online as a team, and we hear everything. Guess what? We're now going to hear between games 1 and 2 what a fluke that was. We were even hearing that after the Knicks lost, right? Hey, we'd be playing. I even said it here. It would be Game 7 tonight if they only closed out the Pacers, but nobody's closing out the Pacers because the Pacers refuse to be closed out because they refuse to just read what time it is on the clock over and over again. And it's not just Haliburton. I mean, the comeback down 15 started when Nembhard had an and one, and then he made a stone's three to make
back.
it a one-possession game, 108-105. Oklahoma City scores. He makes 2 free throws to make it a one-possession game again. In between, Obi friggin' Toppin hit 2 threes. Miles Turner hit 2 threes. Of course, Neesmith made a 3. Siakam, after the 2 Nembhard free throws, he has a make. Shea has a miss. Haliburton has the final make. And it's the only lead of the night for the Pacers. Oklahoma City with 38 from their MVP in front of everybody wearing the same damn shirt, except for John Houseman there. I don't know what that guy's dressed. You could look to the right of Caruso's head.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's dressed like, who is that person?
I don't know. I didn't see Jimmy Goldstein.
Vest?
Was he there?
I don't know.
He's a librarian.
What the hell? It's what, the House parliamentarian? Making sure there's some reconciliation here happening here? I don't know.
Maybe he got cold, Rich, and had to put his jacket on.
Oklahoma City led in this game for 47 minutes, 59.7 seconds, and still couldn't win at home. Because they also have a great coach, too, and they've been through it, and they're not afraid.
Not afraid.
I know you're being cool, and Luke right now and all that, but at any point did you say, damn, that was a hell of a comeback?
No. Listen, been through too much of this, over the years, and we've just got to be very much present in the moment and understand what this is all about. This is all about keeping poise, and at the same time having a high level of aggression, and those two forces fly in the face of each other a bit. And look, this arena is madness. I mean, this is, I don't know. From a road perspective, the decibels were insane, and so, it's there's a lot going on. Grateful to have the chance to hang in and give ourselves a chance at the end, but now we've got to, keep our eye on the ball.
I love this guy, man. The Pacers are just surging at the right time with the right coach, the right clutch leader, the right mix. Obviously, Oklahoma City has some really terrific players. They're not done. I love it. What a great way for the finals to grab this country by the lapels and say, who the hell cares about what markets, television markets are here? That was a fun game. Big finish. We're all talking about it. And now Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is in the role of what the Knicks were in and what the Cavs were in, grasping for cliches to just shake off a major gut punch.
Yeah, I thought I got a pretty good look. Felt good. Didn't go in. And then they got a look and it went in. I don't know. Basketball, ups and downs. It is what it is. The series isn't 1-1, it's 1-4. So we have 4 more games to get. They have 3, and that's just where we are. We got to understand that, and we got to get to 4 before they get to 3 if we want to win the NBA championship, and it's that simple. It's not rocket science. We lost game 1. We have to be better.
Man, could you count all the cliches? Ups and downs, it is what it is. It's not rocket science. What was another one? We got to be better. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Also, it's 1-4, not 1-3.
Yep.
I feel you, Shea, man. I feel you. And if you're a Knicks fan right now, it's like, could you have waited to fire Tibbs until we found out the Pacers do it to everybody? It doesn't matter your rotations. It doesn't matter if you're wearing the same shirts or if you show up dressed like Chalamet and Spike. Doesn't matter. At some point, the Haliburton church bells are going to ring. I know Oklahoma City has a week and a half to figure this thing out, to just wipe everything I just said straight off. But man, what a way for the finals to start. Fun. fun stuff.
Teams that win game one, guys, win the series 71% of the
Look
time
at
in the
that.
NBA Finals.
Pacers fans have got to be out of their minds. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.